Hey everybody, Nerdy Transformed here again, and today I have the Transformers Cybertron Deluxe class, Blurr. Now, Transformers Wiki calls this a sports car. I guess I could see a sports car with how kind of sleek it has, and it has like racing stripes on it, but it also has giant missiles on it. But it does have like a turbine engine. I guess it could be some kind of, sports car. I would honestly say it looks more like a racing car, but I don't know, it's hard to say. So yeah, this is Blurr. He is a retool of the ARMADA Blurr. Basically everything's the same except that they give him a new head sculpt and the gimmick's been reworked. If you don't know, on the original one, it would have a mini-com port with some fancy contraption. Here they changed it to a key port because, of course, it's Transformers Cybertron. They were all about the key gimmick. And I do not have a key with me, but don't worry, you don't need the key to do the gimmick. As far as how he looks, here he is next to Night, the Generations Nightbeat. And the Generations Goldfire. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention something in my last review. These guys are actually molded differently. The back window on this guy is molded a little bit different from this one, because on this one, the back closes but not the window. This one, the window closes but not the back, so the pieces are actually slightly off. I just wanted to bring that up because I just noticed that. It's really weird. So yeah, there you are next to Blurr. Let's see, let's go with Birdbuster. There he's next to Roadbuster. And just for fun, Defensor completely towers over tiny Blurr there. Just so small next to him. So yeah, let's get a good look at the details. He does have a lot of paint. This is what I missed about the Cybertron line, is that just so much paint. He's got this white paint here. I believe these are actually molded blue, so the black and the red here, I believe, are all painted. I could be wrong on that. I think these black pieces might actually be separate pieces of plastic. I'm not sure. He has translucent headlights, which look really nice. Same translucentness as the cockpit, I guess you could call it. Nothing in the cockpit except for basically robot head and a little bit of robot kibble, but there is some sculpting there to kind of make it look like a seat or something right here. Nice red stripes, some yellow vents here, white turbines with a little bit of yellow, race stripes going across. A little bit of yellow here to make it look like the window goes back further, even though it's actually not. It doesn't really work well looking like this, but hey, they tried. Like I said, race stripes going across. Silver on the wheels, which I absolutely love. And strangely, the wheels are translucent. I'm not sure you can see that in the light, because see, they're kind of a translucent gray. Very strange. I've never seen that with a robot. It does match some of the pieces for robot mode, which are a lot of translucent gray in robot mode, as you can see. But it's just so strange seeing translucent wheels that are not like Tron colors, or just translucent gray for no reason. And yep, and then there's the back, And you got these white turbines and smokestacks and whatever else you want to call them. So yeah, a lot of cool details on him. He kind of reminds me of like some kind of version of the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Am I not going to get like a DeLorean vibe from this thing? And yes, he has missiles, but he can only launch them when his gimmick's activated. Basically, what you would normally do is insert a key, and it would cause these two to flip down. And this is what I'm not sure there was an official name for this mode, but I'm going to call it his hover mode. As you can see, it's unpainted, but he does have details for, say, like a hovercraft type thing all in there, like these turbines kind of effect. And they are right over where the wheels are, so you could pretend the wheels are hover module thingies. It does look a bit strange, but he still has the smokestacks, and they still work because you can actually see the piping connecting to there. And now you can actually use the missiles. And they are very powerful. That was actually really fast. And they are a strange looking missile too, actually. I don't really like the design of the missiles, but hey, the missiles are pretty powerful. He could probably take out an army with those. Would not mess with them. So yeah, overall the vehicle mode is gimmick pretty cool little figure so far. Then we get to the transformation robot mode, and let me say, this is one of my least favorite transformations out of a Transformer. And you'll see why. Remember, this is ARMADA engineering we're talking about. ARMADA engineering. For those who don't know, ARMADA is infamous for having really lazy and really stupid transformations in robot modes due to gimmicks getting in the way. The problem is, his gimmick doesn't get in the way. It's just stupid transformation for the sake of stupid transformation. How it works, you come back here, grab the feet, and you'll just pull them down, and you can see the whole piece underside moving, causing the head to flip up. That's right, you see how the vehicle mode's pretty much still intact except for the windshield being moved? And maybe you could count the back of this missing? Yeah, his whole robot mode's basically separate from his vehicle mode. You could probably tear this apart and almost make his robot mode without using up any of his vehicle parts. You can already see the ARMADA engineering going already. So, flip the feet out. One cool thing is that when you do flip the feet out, it does push the heels out a bit to where you can grab them. And yeah, there's that translucent plastic I was talking about. And then you're going to extend them. This piece right here will flip down to kind of form his crotch, even though it's translucent. I don't know why you would want a translucent crotch. These pieces just flip down as kibble. They just sit there. You pull this down, and you are supposed to still have it spread out in the hover mode. Like that. These pieces you're actually going to grab, and you can see here this piece going down and this whole piece going up. Because these are going to form the shoulder pieces, and pulling these up gives it the room it needs to split and go outward to form the shoulders. I'll show it. Then from the front, then you're going to bring the piece that becomes arm down and unfold it from its elbows. And yeah, look at all that kibble. That's Blurr in robot mode. Once again, here he is next to Goldfire. You see he's about the same height. Certainly a lot bulkier. Let's see, how about Dragstrip? And yeah, you know it's coming. Here he is next to the mighty Defensor. Still quite tiny next to Defensor. Only comes up to Defensor's knee. The mighty Defensor will be soon, very soon. And just for fun, here he is next to animated Lugnut. You know me, I like to do really random comparisons. So yeah, here's Blurr. Now, this is one of those robot modes where I hate the engineering and I hate the gimmick, and as you can see, he's kind of back heavy. But I love some aspects of the robot mode, mainly that head sculpt. My god, that is a classic Blurr head sculpt. This head sculpt should have been on the actual Generations Blurr, because this is just Blurr all the way around. Could use a bit more paint in different areas to make it look a bit more G1-ish, I guess, but honestly, I kind of just want to take Generations Blurr, pop his head off, and pop this head on. Even if it looks a little strange on his head, because this is just such a Blurr head. This head shouts Blurr. If anybody who's seen the 1980s movie, that is Blurr's head. I like the nice big Autobot symbol right in the middle. It's kind of got an imprint around it. I like some details you get in there, little mechanical details in the chest. And the colors overall work really well. Lots of blue, and I do think the gray is a bit weird. There's just so much gray and it just looks weird. I like the red. The red does look nice, but the blue, or the gray, why so much gray? The white I don't mind too much because this is just on the joints really, but the gray is just weird. And this is the one terrifying thing. This joint right here is very stiff, and it's terrifying because it's on clear plastic. Anybody who knows Transformers knows that clear plastic is very fragile, very prone to cracking, and they use it on all the joints for this figure. This figure is basically going to self-destruct on itself. I mean, look, his shoulders are connected on these really tight hinges, which worries me greatly. You can already see that it's actually starting to crack right there. These arms are technically also connected to clear plastic. The legs are on clear plastic, and the feet are clear plastic. Almost all of his important joints are on clear plastic that is prone to cracking and breaking. Good job, Hasbro. I know these are problems with the original Armada toy too, but it's really stupid they let it continue to the Cybertron line, especially since he was remolded so much. Why couldn't they just use regular plastic pieces? Why? Another thing I'm sure you noticed with Transformation, he has absolutely no articulation. Really, it's not that much. He can swivel at the head. He does have outward movement with the arm, but not forward. You could move it forward and back like this, but not too useful. And you could give him a double elbow. Not that you can really do anything with that double elbow, since its arm has no other movement, really. Other than kind of, you know, stupid karate pose. His legs do swivel. They go all the way around, and because there is technically a ball joint in the back of it, You can give him a knee or a backwards moving leg, but that's absolutely it. And it's really not. And you can have the legs go outward on these hinges. And that's it. That's all you're getting. Again, this is your ARMADA toy. But with ARMADA, like Hotshot, ARMADA Hotshot at least still had a lot good articulation in the legs, and only his arms and head were really hampered. This guy, the gimmick's completely in this piece. The gimmick is completely in the backpack. So there's literally no reason for him to be so brickish. Why is he so brickish? His gimmick's completely over here. His gimmick is not preventing anything. His arms could completely work. Just put ball joints all through here instead of these stupid hinges and swivels. Or if you're going to use hinges and swivels, at least make them universal so, his arms can go forward. His legs can go forward, not, So we can do this. Thank you, Goldfire. I want to like this figure. I really do. But it's just stupid decisions all over this thing. There's a lot of cool stuff and ideas here, but the overall figure just sucks. Does it suck as much as Cybertron? Almost. Almost. Only because he does not have parts leprosy. His parts don't fall off until his clear plastic breaks. I almost want to say he's worse than the Galvatron because these pieces could potentially break and ruin the toy forever. But I didn't still have a cool head I could put on my Generations Blurr. Oh yeah, as you can see, these do come off. And you can give them as guns. And yeah, even though there's pig holes on his arms and holes on his guns, they still went with giving him this tiny, tiny little pieces that are sticking off to try to put in his hands. And the guns are so big you can't hold them down. You have to have them holding them slightly forward and hopefully using them as a third and fourth leg to keep them standing. Because this gigantic backpack of his almost complete car mode is making him quite back heavy. There are worse figures, yes. Such as, let's see. Well, there's the Prime Arachnid, who can't seem to do anything right and has its own gimmicks actually get in the way of other things. Although, once again, the use of clear plastic to hold these joints in place. Honestly, just how cool the head sculpt looks and some of the ideas behind the figure is the only thing saving this. And its vehicle mode. Its vehicle mode is actually quite nice. There are worse figures, like Titanium Megatron or Prime Arachnid, who don't have any good mode. This guy at least has a good head sculpt, some good sculpting, some good colors, and a good vehicle mode. But everything else on this figure is just crappy. Do I recommend him? I would not pay more than $10 for him. If you see him for more, I paid $13 for him, and I feel... One reason I don't feel ripped off about that is because it came with the Cybertron key and the original instructions. And getting the original instructions for a figure that's almost 10 years old is crazy. So yeah, would I recommend him? Not particularly, unless you want to use him for sculpting. Like I said, using this head sculpt. His proportions are just weird. Like, his shoulders jut out, and he has no chest here. It's just flat. So if it wasn't for his kipple here, he would look really, really weird. Like, he would literally just have a gap between his chest and his arms. It would look really weird. He's literally T-shaped, and it just comes off weird. So yeah, that's Blurr. A cool ideas just came out during the wrong era, and I'm not going to blame Cybertron too much for this. The only thing I blame the Cybertron line for is the stupid clear plastic, because the actual engineering is all ARMADA. The reason I just don't like this, the main reason, it's not even the engineering that bugs me, it's the clear plastic, because I'm worried I'm going to mess with this figure and it's just going to break on me. So yeah. Plus he wasn't even a character on the show. This is just something that Cybertron kind of made up. So yeah, that's Cybertron Blurr. I'm Nerdy Transformed. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please be careful if you try to get this figure, because there's likely going to be a bunch of broken ones. And I'll see you guys next time. That head sculpt. That. Now let's see if we can get this focused. Focus! That head sculpt. That head sculpt.